Hola guys! This morning I woke up wanting some down home comfort food, and that is some tacos de chorizo, papa, and huevo. Basically a Spanish sausage, egg, and potato taco. Uh, have this with a strong cup of coffee and you are in heaven. At least I am. These are one of the few moments, rare occasions, where I will drink coffee, but I'm about to get that brewing. And I thought since I hadn't made a cooking video in a while and a lot of you guys like them, that I would walk you through how to make these. Some of you might already know how to make them, so you can see my spin on it, because all of us have different spins on how we do this type of thing if we make this type of thing. But if you're interested, keep watching and we'll get into the cooking of it all. What you need are 3 to 4 potatoes, depending on the size of the group you're planning on cooking for. This usually feeds me and my two little dudes. Pack of tortillas, unless you make yours homemade, which believe me, around here is always recommended. It is always requested, but Mama ain't got time for that. Couple of potatoes. I've washed this one because I forgot I hadn't told y'all what y'all would need. I mean, visually, y'all saw what y'all needed, but I'm trying to break it down to you. So, pack of tortillas or homemade ones. I use 3 potatoes for 3 of us, but when you factor in a 6'2" gentle giant, as my 17-year-old is, I make enough for about 4. You can get Mexican chorizo anywhere. I prefer the Garcia brand. You can pick out whichever one you like. I will use one cased link, and then I use 4 eggs. The eggs depends on how many eggs you want in it. Do you prefer more chorizo than egg? Or, I do 4 eggs and it comes out nice and fluffy and you get a little bit of everything. So now I'm going to finish washing my taters and I will see you guys back once I'm prepped. Okay guys, so I have just the tiniest little bit of veggie oil in here. Now, chorizo. Sorry. Okay. Okay guys, now I have just the tiniest little bit of veggie oil in my skillet, and uh chorizo creates a lot of grease, but because you're gonna have potatoes and eggs in here, we need that extra bit of oil to make sure everything tastes all delicious and awesome. So all I'm doing is plopping in the little link. I squeezed it out of the casing, and I'm going to cook it in the oil until it is almost crumbly. If your chorizo gets too crumbly, you done burnt it, okay? But you definitely don't want to mess around with pork. And I use the pork chorizo because it's more traditional and I think it tastes better. But you definitely need to cook it all the way through. And if you're a newbie to chorizo, you may not know when it's cooked because it still kind of holds on to like a red tint to it. But the texture is how you know it's cooked. And it takes about, I don't know, a good 5 or 6 minutes on medium to medium high heat to just let it cook. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm wearing an apron. Reason being, this stuff will completely splatter all over you. So this isn't something you want to make on the way out to church or on the way out to work or anything like that, because you are going to look like you just left a slaughterhouse. Believe me, it spatters all over the place. So this is all I'm going to do for right now. I'm just going to cook it. Now, like I said, this is up to you. Do you like more chorizo than egg? We get along just fine with just one of the little casings. And I'm going to let that cook for a while. And the next thing I'm going to add in here are the potatoes. So I will come right back to you guys when this is the texture that it needs to be, so I can tell it's cooked. About 6 minutes, and you can tell how much it shrank and how the texture of it has changed almost to little like ground beef crumblies. That's what you're looking for. If you cook it any further at this stage, it's going to burn or toast and it's going to taste really, really bad. But you see the amount of drippings that this causes. This is necessary for good cooking of your potatoes and egg, but this is not a recipe for anybody on a diet or watching their cholesterol, believe me. But It looks like just a teeny tiny bit, like really, where'd it all go? But this goes a long way. A little goes a long way. So at this point, I'm just gonna spread out the chorizo, make sure the oil's all up in there, and I'm gonna drop in my 3 cubed taters. I tried to make them all the same size. This is like a stew size because you want a nice bite in your taco, but you don't want them to take forever to cook either. So I'm just tossing in the papas with the chorizo to get it all coated in the meat and the drippings. And this smells so good, guys. This takes me back to my childhood, particularly to my grandmother. Every time we'd visit my grandmother, somebody would wake up in the morning and make a big batch of chorizo for tacos or tortas. And this just takes me back. This and the smell of coffee together just takes me back to my grandma's house. But it is comfort food for sure, but not, like I said, not for the health conscious, believe me. But this is all we're going to do for now. I'm going to lower my heat down to a medium. At this point, I'm going to put a lid on it and come back every few minutes and stir it. We want the potatoes to get soft. Once the potatoes get soft, we're going to add the egg. So this is where we are now. I lowered my heat down to medium. I'm going to put a lid on it. I could not find the lid to this skillet, so being the everly resourceful and creative person that I am, we're going to use a pizza pan. And I'm going to let that cook, about 15-20 minutes on medium heat, stirring occasionally until the potatoes are tender. If you find that your chorizo and potatoes are sticking to the skillet, drop a little bit of water in there. A couple tablespoons of water just to create a little bit of steam to help the papas cook, the potatoes cook a little faster. And your stuff won't stick all over the skillet. But I will see you guys when it's time to add the egg. At this point, they've been cooking for about 12 minutes. They're starting to get that little translucency to them. But Mama's hungry, and so are the boys. So I'm going to speed the processing up, cooking up a little bit with just a sploosh of water. That's going to create some steam and get those potatoes cook just a little faster so we can get to the yumminess of putting this friggin' taco together. I'll be back. At this point, for those of you that would like to, you can add some chopped white or yellow onion. That's how my mom makes it, but because of Caleb's sensory texture issues with food, I leave the onion out because he is very particular to that flavor. And chorizo itself is pretty strong. So when I add the onion on top of it, it becomes too much for him. But if I'm making like oatmeal or something else for little dude, me and my oldest definitely have this with chopped onion. Sometimes I'll chop in some tomato. That's just FYI for you guys who want to make it a little more oomph, add a little more oomph to it. But yeah, at this point is where you would add some chopped onion and chopped tomato. But for now, this is how we're doing it. Okay, guys, at this point, they've been cooking for about 22 to 24 minutes. They are now fork tender. See? Now, what I do at this point, only because I saw my mom do it for years, I will go and smash a few. Not a whole bunch of them, just a few. And this makes a poofier, fluffier taco. So I just run your fork through a few of them, not all of them, because you do want to bite. But I noticed when my mom has failed to do this on her burritos, it's still really good, but this just seems heartier. So there you go. I smashed a few and left quite a few nice and whole like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the egg. Did you guys see my legs? I am still in my nightshirt. I woke up ready to eat. These are my 4 scrambled eggs. I beat them until they were a little foamy. Put them in there. And I don't mess with them too much. I kind of just let them, I make sure that they go through all the potato, that each potato gets a hit of some egg. And I kind of leave it be a little. At this point, I salt it. Now, chorizo salty, so you don't want to get too crazy with the salt. Well, depending on the brand, because some brands aren't as salty. A little pepper. Okay. And then see, It's looking kind of like an omelet. I begin to flip at this point. I don't stir too much because I like the egg to be in there fluffy, not just kind of minced in. So that's all I do. Just flip and toss and let sit. And then do it again. My coffee is brewed. Yay. It is smelling like my grandma's kitchen up in here. It is Huela Gana's kitchen at Melissa's house. My grandma's name was Alexandra. And the non-Spanish speaking kids in the family would call her Candy. But we grew up calling her Huelita Gana. And that's what my house is smelling like. I miss her a whole lot. She taught my mommy this. My mommy taught me this. So grandma is up in this house. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to let it set and make sure that the egg is cooked all the way through. And then I will assemble a burrito for you and show you how I serve it. And we'll get down to some chowing. So here we are. I have heated up the tortillas on my comal. Grab the filling. Flop it along the edges. I'm going to make this one for little dude since the potatoes are a bit smaller. And texture-wise, that's better for him. I'm thinking out loud on that. In case you're wondering, but you have all these really huge potatoes. Why are you making a skinny one? This one will be for baby. But put it towards the edge. And I think my fingers are calloused from doing this for so many years. I don't even feel the heat, but it is hot. Then I just roll. Make sure your goodies stay inside of it. And that's one. Now, get another tortilla out. This is going to be for my big boy, so we got to get the big hunks in this one. You can get the fajita style tortillas. They're bigger for this type of filling, but whatever works. I mean, this is what I picked up. I hear my big boy stomping down the stairs, so I'm going to get this ready for him. And there you go. You just keep rolling them until you have enough to feed whoever you need to feed. And I will show you how I serve them in just a bit. Breakfast, guys. I'll serve it with fruit on the side because the chorizo, the taco itself is so savory. I personally like to have something sweet at the end. So I'll serve grapes or pineapple or orange usually. I had some grapes that I needed to get finished. And that's it. That's breakfast. And I got my strong black coffee here. So if you guys decide to do this, I hope you guys enjoy it. And buen provecho. And good eating, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.